Hi there, it's Lynn from Earth Angels, and today I'm just going to go through some moves that we do when we're doing the hand reflexology course. As you can see, I'm doing this just on a pillow with a towel today, and I'm using some wax. Wax is better than the oil because oil slips too much, and you'll see when we do some of the moves that you want a little bit of friction there. Okay, so I'm using a lavender and citrus mix today. So I'm just going to warm up the hands. So when we say do the warm up, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use this part of my hand. So what you'll see under the thumb there, I've got a nice little pad there. So I'm going to use that just to spread out all the metacarpals in the hand like that. And it feels really nice to do. So that warms that part of the hands up. Then I'm going to take the hand like I'm going to shake it. Then I'm going to run up to the elbow and back. So the pressure is a little bit firmer going upwards because I want the lymph to go up. I want the blood circulation to go up towards the heart. A little bit lighter when I come back, so I don't want to drag it back. So we're going to go up and back, just keeping the thumb open all the time, and then I'm going to turn the move round the other way. It's quite easy to do, and it doesn't really matter what moves you do, but I just want to move the movements to warm up the bones, the joints and the muscles of the hands. I'll do friction movements over the carpals. So these are little square cuboid bones that make our wrists do all these wonderful movements, and they can get a little bit stiff, especially as we get older. So I'm just going to work these friction movements, which are little circular movements using the thumb one way and then the other, slightly over that area, and then back to those smoothing movements like that. And then I'm going to take my thumbs and put them underneath the hand, under the little finger and the thumb. Then using my index finger, I'm just going to work this area over the wrists and up the side of the hands, either side. Okay, and I'm just going to work up each finger, just rubbing gently over the joints and just flicking at the end. So when I do this flick at the end, what I'm doing, I'm just putting a little bit of tension on the ligaments that run up from the finger. So it just stretches them out slightly. The rubbing, I'm just rubbing the joints, getting the circulation going to the joints. Okay, so you be quite firm with this. Feels really nice. And again over the thumb. Okay, then just back to warming that area over there. Okay, when we come, you do this on both hands. I'm just going to show you one hand today. Okay, so when we come to the actual movements for the reflexology, you'll see in the manual that I mentioned caterpillar movements, and all these movements are these movements. So I'm pushing forward, pulling back, pushing forward, pulling back, very lightly. So you can see how my thumb's working like that. Then come back and pull slightly. And when I'm going like that, all I'm doing is just pushing the negative energy away to the corners of the room. So again, I'll just show you what I'm doing. I'm supporting the finger, and I'm just working, pushing out, pulling back, pushing out, pulling back, very slowly, quite firmly. Because we use our hands all the time, I can be a little bit firmer on the hands than I can on the feet. Because on the feet, we're wearing shoes and socks all the time. Okay, so these are what we would call the caterpillar movements. And I'll just show you working over this part of the hand here, which would be our lung area on the reflexology chart. So I'm with my thumb, I'm just taking her thumb out of the way there, but I'm also putting a slight stretch on this area here, which feels quite nice. Also, my hand is warm. That's going to be warming all the metacarpals on the back of her hand as well. So it works in lots of different ways. I'm addressing her reflexes, but I'm also relaxing her joints and muscles of the hand as well. Okay, so with these movements, you can either slide back, or you could work back using the caterpillar movements. Doesn't matter. It's just very slight, small movements. Feels really nice and relaxing to do. And it's the same movements you would use on the foot. Okay. Also, we talk about using the knuckles to work on the palm of the hand. So this area on the body, if this is the lungs, this is the intestines, liver, kidneys in this area. Okay, so if you wanted to work on a pressure point, this area of the hand would be the eyes, the ears, the sinuses. You might want to work on a pressure point, so all I'm doing is just pressing in with my index finger, like so. Okay, so these are basically the moves that you would use. With regard to the warming down, all I'm doing is taking my thumb and I'm just working up to the end of the finger, like that. And then I'm going to take the hand, shake it again, and back to this warming massage. So although it doesn't look an awful lot, I can use frictions as well on the carpal tendon there, up to the elbow. It feels really nice and relaxing. So this is a type of massage that I can do anywhere. I don't have to have the couch table. I can pick up a hand anywhere and do these movements. So have a practice, have a go. It doesn't matter if you don't do all of them. You've got enough movements within the manual to pick and choose what you want to do. So, you know, just doing this is enough to warm all these areas. Or if you wanted to do a bit more, what I'm going to do is take my two fingers there in between index and little finger, my little finger and ring finger there. So what I've got is this middle finger that is stretched out there, and I'm going to use my thumbs to come in and warm all the areas of the body there. Okay, so I could do that. If it feels a bit awkward, just do that. That's good enough. Okay, it doesn't matter. Don't think for 1 minute you have to do all of the movements that are suggested. They're just suggestions and you might not have time to do them all, but do the warm-up, because that's really worth doing. So just try and follow what I'm doing. Keep that thumb out, push up quite firmly, back quite lightly. And that's basically it. It's a very simple massage to do, but when you think about this, hand represents all the areas of the body: eyes, ears, sinuses, head, neck, shoulders, lungs, intestines, heart, kidneys on both hands. This area here is like the hip area, sciatic nerve area. So depending on where you want to work, these are the movements that you're going to employ. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.